Hello everyone, I'm Dubstep Rod. This is going to be my guide on wool to gas. So gonna get started right away. So I'm going to do this without NFTs, and I'm going to be using a forest tile that is close to a city. So right here we have Atlanta and we have a forest. No oceans, no rivers next to it, just a forest. Okay, reason we want a forest is because it comes with a lot of ponds and we're going to need that passive water for the sheep. So first thing I want to do is sell some wheat. We're going to constantly be selling wheat, logs, whatever we need to make money. Eventually we'll be selling wool. So first things we want to build are the throw to put the feed in and the feed mill. We also want to get rid of this wheat field that doesn't have enough passive water. And we are going to build multiple wheat fields right here that do have enough passive water already. This one will have a yellow timer just because it's next to the storehouse and the storehouse is producing one shade. That's okay. Next step is building a ranch house. That way you can start getting some wheat into this feed mill, start producing some feed. So as soon as this finishes building, we will build the ranch house. Okay, so now we can build our first ranch house, and I'm going to build it right here. Okay, we have everything we need to start creating feed. Now we need the sheep. And sheep hens are 20,000, so I'm going to need some money right away. I'm going to get that money by selling ponds, which sell for 2,500. So I'm going to sell 3 ponds from right here. And I'm going to build the sheep pen around here. This spot right here has enough passive water for the sheep pen. Okay, so our first sheep pen is done. Now we will slowly start making wool. So we gotta speed that up by building more farmhouses and more ranch houses. So next thing I'm gonna do right here is build a farmhouse and a lumberjack. So we're actually gonna go for the lumberjack first because I noticed that she's grabbing the only piece of wood we have right there. I'm actually gonna build a lumberjack over here. Lumberjack will start collecting wood. In the meantime, I'm going to build another farmhouse right there. Looks like I need some more money for the farmhouse. Gonna sell a batch of wheat as well as sell some more ponds I'm not planning on using. We're also going to be building a second rancher. And I don't want to build anything on these squares because that would cast a lot of shade on this wheat field and it would slow it down. So we're going to need more building space, and we can accomplish that by building a road. I'm going to build a road here because it would give me 3 spots to build in. And with that, I can build a farmhouse right here. A ranch house, sorry. Okay, we're gonna build a second feed mill. And I'm also going to build more wheat fields around this area over here. All the wheat fields in this area should have green timers and enough passive water. So I just got my first wool right there, and we finished building the feed mill. That way I have both ranchers working most of the time. We are going to build a third ranch house now. Okay, we're going to build a third farmhouse. That way we have more farmers collecting wheat, since our ranchers are starting to use wheat quicker. Okay, we just got our second wool. You might not have seen that, but one of the ranchers threw away one of the feed. It overproduced a little. That's because we were waiting on the sheep to actually produce their wool. But I'm going to go ahead and build a fourth ranch house. I'm going to need more building space, so I'm going to do that. Right here is okay. Gonna have to build a road. And a ranch house. Okay, so after a long time, we finally got 10 wool for our first batch of wool, which is going to sell for 37,500. In the meantime, I have been selling wheat and logs to make up more money. The money I'm going to get from this batch of wool is going to go towards a second sheep pen and more ranch houses and another feed mill. That way I can create a feed faster to feed both sheep at the same time. Now my second sheep pen, I'm actually going to build it here because it's going to be quicker. I'm going to have to pay 5,000 to get rid of the marsh, but that's okay. And I'm going to build second sheep pen there. It's going to get to the throw much faster. So it's going to produce wool faster. And this spot right here specifically because it'll have plenty of passive water for the sheep. Okay, with that second sheep pen built, I should be producing wool faster. I'm actually going to rotate it facing the throw. That might help it. Okay, so I'm going to be making... I'm going to start with another feed mill. Going to be making the feed mill right here. Additionally, I'm gonna want 2 more ranch houses. I can build one right here. And I'm gonna have to make another road for more building space. I'm gonna make a road right here. And I'm gonna build another ranch house. And since I'm gonna have more ranchers delivering wheat to the feed mills, I'm gonna be making more feed, but I'm also wasting more wheat. So I'm also going to be building another farmhouse. Have another farmer collecting wheat. Okay, now that I have all that built, feed should be getting produced faster, and wool should be getting produced faster. The sheep pen right there takes the feed really fast. So we're slowly going to start building up everything we need for the refinery now. But first we have to start with the turbine, warehouse, and the oil pump. So I plan to have my refineries here and here, which means I'm going to use this pond that I left over and have my water pumps next to it. I'm going to build some roads right here. So I'm building my turbine in this spot right here because it won't have any shade casted from the refinery I'm planning to build, and the turbine won't cast any shade on this wheat field right here. So this spot right here will be a perfect spot for the wind turbine. Sorry about that, there was some lag for some reason. So I'm going to be building the wind turbine right there. So I'm going to be building the warehouse in this spot, but I realize I don't have enough money yet, so that's going to have to wait. This spot right here, however, I can build the oil pump. Okay, so the wind turbine and the oil pump are built now. I'm gonna have to wait until I sell my next batch of wool before I can start making the warehouse and potentially making one more sheep pen. Okay, I just got my second batch of wool to sell. It looks like my sheep are doing okay, but I do need to produce more wheat. So I'm gonna have to make more farmhouses. And I'm gonna need more space to build structures. So I'm gonna build 2 more farmhouses. And I'm also going to make a couple more wheat fields. Yeah, these wheat fields right here will have red timers because of the oil pump. So I'm just gonna make a wheat field over here. I'm going to keep it at 2 sheep pens for now, but I am going to add 2 more ranchers. And I finally have enough money to build that warehouse. After the warehouse gets built, I can build the worker house and finally start collecting the energy and the crude oil. So our warehouse just finished building, I mean. So now we can start building our worker house and finally have somebody collecting the crude oil and energy that's been waiting here for a long time. While we're waiting for wool, we're also going to need oak wood for the water pumps. So we're going to have to build an oak tree somewhere and slowly gather oak wood from it. gonna build the oak tree over here. It's far, but it won't have any shade on that spot. So it's gonna take a while, but eventually our lumberjack will start gathering oak wood. We'll need 3 for the first water pump and then another 3 for the next water pump. So after you get a total of 6 oak wood, feel free to remove that oak tree because you won't need it anymore. So we have our third batch of wool ready to sell, and it looks like we're doing pretty good on production, so I won't need to build another sheep pen. My next step is to build a first water pump right here, and it looks like our lumberjack's collecting the second piece of oak wood, so that's good. We should have enough oak pretty soon to finish building the water pump. It's gonna require 3 oak wood and 3 wood, as well as $30,000. Once again, we have enough wool to sell another batch. Give us that income that we need to keep on building. And you may have noticed that the water pump did finish. I do need 1 more oak wood before I can get rid of this tree farm right here. That way I can build another water pump here, which I'll need later. For the time being, I'm gonna delete that marsh and put a road here, since I'm gonna need the road to build the refinery in this spot. And I'm also going to be building a fuel storage that's closer. That way they won't have to walk all the way across just to pick up the crude oil, deposit the petroleum, and eventually to deposit the gasoline. I always like to have my fuel storage across the refinery that will eventually be making gas. And the refinery that's eventually going to be making gas is the one that's going to have 2 adjacent water pumps. So it has all the water drums it needs to create the gas. So I already have the 3 oak wood that I'll need for my second water pump, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the oak tree farm. And in that same spot, I'm going to build my first refinery. It's gonna take 10 wood, so it's gonna take a while before it finishes building. Okay, I just got my 5th batch of wool. Took a while and the refinery is still not done. I'm gonna sell this batch of wool and I'm gonna go ahead and build a second builder house right here. Builder houses don't need to be next to roads, so. And it's gonna cost me some money, but at least this way it'll hurry up the process a little. See, it needs 3 more wood, that's not bad. And I'm about to start building my second water pump as well. And I'm eventually gonna have my second refinery there. Now, I'm gonna just build a road here for that refinery. And honestly, I do have enough money to start building that second refinery, but I'm gonna wait for these to finish building just in case, because I might run out of money, and I could always just sell these spawns for money, but I'm just gonna go ahead and wait it out. Okay, first refinery's finally done. That took a little longer than I thought it would. I'm gonna have it making petroleum for now. Once I make the second refinery, I'm gonna switch it to gasoline and have this one making petroleum. Just a little while longer, then we'll have gasoline, automatic gasoline. Okay, we got our second water pump built. Now I'm gonna build the second refinery right here. And since we're about to run out of money, I'm gonna go ahead and sell this pond, just so we have enough wages to pay our workers. Okay, and we've finally done it. We have everything we need to make gasoline without us having to be here. So I did sell my 6th batch of wool since that took so long. I'm going to have this one making petroleum. And gonna have this one making gasoline. And that's it. With this setup, we'll be able to make gasoline without having to be here. So now we can set up the auto cell. Click on your settings, click customize, and as you can see, we already have wool here from another game I had. So I'm just gonna have to turn it on. Okay, so auto sell is on, so as soon as I have 10 wool, it'll start selling wool. Okay, I did spend some of my money making roads. This will make it more efficient. My farmers will walk a little faster. And my refinery dudes right here will also walk a little faster. Missed the road right here. Okay, so that's everything. This whole setup took me 2 hours and 55 minutes. Over time, I'm sure I'll find a quicker way to do this, but you can follow this whole setup and have gas set up for your build. It's not passive because I don't have the power plants. It's much harder to do the power plants now. But what I would recommend is getting to this point, having your auto sell on to sell wool only, and just leave it on all night, and when you wake up, you're gonna have a lot of money. So that's what I'm gonna do in this case, and I'm gonna wake up with a lot of money, and I'm gonna be able to use that money to continue my build until I get 2 power plants. So that's going to be everything for this guide. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope it was able to help you out.